Hi, my name's Mike Smith. This is a video about present awareness. The silence that we sit in, the silence that's there, and we have found this silence in different parts of our lives, different moments in our life. You sit at the beach, and when you sit at the beach, you become this. You become this emptiness, this beauty, this everything. If I take you and I sit you at the beach for, let's say, 2 or 3 hours, and you sit there, in that time period, you're sitting there listening to the ocean and the seagulls and feeling the waves of the vibrations of everything. You're feeling your feet in the sand. You're feeling the sun upon your face. These are all vibrations that touch our body, and they go deep into our being. These vibrations go deep. They don't have a beginning and an ending. And if I sit you there for 2 or 3 hours by yourself, and then I were to come up to you and I were to ask you, who are you? What is here in this moment? You would respond and you would say, just this is here. There's just this, just this. So over that period of time, you become all of these things. This is what you become. Everything that you're sensing, all the senses, you become the place between all of the senses. That's our true nature. When we rest, fall asleep, even when you take a nap or something like that, you become this present awareness. And it's beautiful. So you sit there for 2 or 3 hours, and then at that moment I may ask you, what are some of your issues and what are some of your problems? You would say, oh, they're beautiful. I'm okay. I'm just sitting here in this peace. So we call that vacation. Escaping from, in vacation we escape from our own true self. So here you are as the beach, and then this is what happens to you. You become this, meaning that you become like a wave. So you're sitting at the beach, and then all of a sudden I call you and I say, Michael! And instantly you turn your head. And when you turn your head, you then go from the openness of all the energy to this constricted form of energy. You become this constricted person. This constricted person then has to go out and deal with life, where you're sitting in traffic and you're in line at the food store, or you're in line at Walmart or something like that, and there's you trying to get to another place to get back to this. Now, suppose there's a way so that you can be this and this at the same time. Suppose there's a way to do that, where you can take the experience where you're sitting on the beach and you're endless and you're boundless, and you can bring that back into the world. Is there a way to do this? You're damn right there is. I live like this. This is my life. And I'm doing this video to share this with you. In the class that I lectured at last night, it was a Zen class, one of the questions that came up was really quite beautiful. One of the gentlemen asked a question. He said, how do you get to the place where there's no more questions? How do you find the answers to everything? So let's do that now. So right now, in this moment, what is here? What is taking place? Sit and listen. Don't close your eyes. Don't go off into some meditative state. That's not the answer. Meditation will take this character and just place it over here. So it seems like it's in a different place, but all you're doing is taking the character and bringing it over here into The key is to not do meditation to get over here. It's to be this. Let go of the idea of meditation. That's the key. And in that, then everything becomes a meditation. So, in this moment right now, ask yourself, what is here? Listen to the silence. Be comfortable in that silence. Don't be afraid of it. If you sit and thoughts appear, let them appear. You're not these thoughts. I'm going to repeat that. You're not the thoughts. The thoughts appear, but that's not who you are. And I'll prove it to you. So, in this place of silence, what is here? Just sit with this. Listen to the silence. Move into it. There's an aliveness to the silence. It's been with you your whole life. It's okay. This silence is home. This was here before you were born. It continues. It's never touched. It's never been touched. So in this place of silence, does this silence need to be fixed in any way? Does anything need to be added to it? Are there any questions about it? I sense none. Now this silence appears within my words, through my words. And if we were to walk outside, we would hear the silence appearing as breezes through the trees. We would then hear it appearing as car tires along the road. We would then hear it appearing as cars. We would hear it appearing as voices. Silence as expressing as all of these things. So this place is bountiful like this. It has no edges. It's just, there it is. You are this silence. So where does this you begin and end? So then even if I were to call you your name and call your name and say, Michael, you then become a constricted form. However, look what is between these hands. Space. Space is there. Space is there. So even the name that we carry, your name and your thoughts are space. And this space also goes out and is the silence. All of it. So you at times may feel like you're up here holding up life, but in truth, you're all of this here, which goes in through all of this. Does this make sense? I hope so. So in this place of silence, there are no questions. Nothing needs to be done. Now the beauty is, once you sit in this just for a little bit, and you own it, and you realize that this is your true essence, which is more real? This silence, this feels real, or all the crap that's going on in the news, which is just pixels upon your television? Which is more real? This, or the drama and thoughts and worries that you have. The thoughts and worries will come and go. This has always been here. This will be here at the next step, the next day, the next day, the next day. This has been there before. This has always been there. So how do you take this and walk through life? How do you take this and walk through the world? How can this be done? It takes a little bit of practice to just keep going to it. What is here? What is here? In this moment, you can do it. What is here? Silence can be expressed through sound. Let me teach you how to hear it. This is a Native American flute, one of the most beautiful instruments. It plays silence. I'll play this for you. Listen for silence within the song. Ready? From where did you hear the notes of that? Where were they being played? Where did you sense them? Were they over here? Were they over there? Where were they being sensed? I'll play you another note. Listen to this note. Tell me if it doesn't, if it just has its original source is everywhere. So that note has no direct place that it is. It's everywhere. And even if you're listening to this and you're visualizing things, maybe you visualize you heard that song, you visualize sitting on a rock somewhere. Look at that thought, and so here's presence here, and then that thought is up here, and again, presence is within that thought and is that thought. There's no edges or borders or boundaries to it. This is who you are. This is the true you. If you live in this, then something magical happens. All of the things you felt like you have to take care of, they take care of themselves. Things fix themselves. You're not fully responsible for doing it. Now, that doesn't mean that if you have a flat tire, you don't do anything. You just sit there and go, yes, I'm all zen, I'm going to leave it. No, that doesn't mean you don't go and get a new job. You now go through a life taking this and expressing it out as this. You express out this information, this knowingness. You express it out instead of grabbing and pulling it in. And you do this by allowing things to be as they are. If there are problems and there are drama and there's things that you don't like, allow them to be in your life, because your center is all of those things. All of those things are within the silence. They are the silence as you. Allow these things. Instead of trying to fix these things, allow them. Allow them to be. that creates what they call lightness of mind. The mind becomes light, not like a flashlight, not like a beaming light. No, it becomes a lightness of mind. The mind becomes light. It becomes this space. The mind opens to this space, is this space. And when this takes place, over time, you keep watching this silence, watching it, looking at it. Over time, what happens is then eventually this here just does this. Your name, your titles and things just go like this. And you still function fully in the world. When somebody calls your name, you go and you visit and you laugh and you drink a beer and you have a great time. And then afterwards you sit at home and say, that was beautiful. The way that expressed itself. The way it expressed itself. It's this is how to live in the awakened state. And then you'll find that everything in this energy will then come to you as this energy too. The top level individuals that you know that are up here spinning in this energy of fear and trying to get, they'll dissipate. They won't be in your life anymore. What'll be in your life is you'll be surrounded by people that get this, that are this. It's physics. There's an interesting story I have. I was playing music for some seniors yesterday. That's what I do full time. We can talk about that sometime. But there was a woman who was there, and I played to her all the time, and I talked to her about what she has, why she was in this nursing home. And she was there because she had a stroke. She had a stroke because years ago she had 5 children, and 3 of them had died within about a year. Cancer. One of them, she said, died from MS, and another one died from something else. And then she had her stroke. And I looked there and I told her, I said, well, there is no death. Here's the beach. You are this. And then I call your name, you become this. And then you live your life. And then when death occurs, death is not this moving over here. That's a story. Here's what death is. It's this. And then this space here is what you become. So she had 3 children do this. And at the same time that happened with her 3 children, the desire and the love of her to connect with them so deeply appeared in her that she ended up doing this too. And then the medical community calls it a stroke. It's a stroke. She's in a beautiful, peaceful place now. And she's able to function and still stay around for her other 2 kids. Do you understand this? It's an energy change. Her children changed their energy from this to this. And she changed her energy from this to this also to meet them in this place. I spoke to her like this. She cried. These are truths. This is who you are. So spend time waking up each morning and saying, what is here? Ask, what is here? Look for it. Feel it. Sense this that you sense right now. And if you need to, you set your alarm clock on your phone to go off 2 hours from now with what is here. Find it in that middle of that day when you're moving, because right here between, there it is. Find it. So to find present awareness and peace in your life, you don't have to separate from the individual. It's both. The key is to find the presence in the individual and find it in others too. And if you get angry and mad and pissed off at traffic, it's okay. That's life. I do that too. It's human. But as you watch later on after it had happened, you'll say, wow, that happened, but there was still presence appearing even in the middle of that anger. Okay, I'll play the flute one more time since people seem to like that. And it's time for me to make breakfast. Thanks. Enjoy your day.